Hello again. Um, I've been thinking lately about. As funny as I just tried doing this. I was talking before this and I forgot to record, so I'm recording again. Or not recording again, but you get the point. I've been thinking lately about who am I to be judging people? Morally, that is. Ethics, morals, justice, the like. Who am I to decide how morally or ethically or just a person is acting? And there are givens, murder is objectively not good. It's not moral, it's not ethical, it's not just. Obviously, when I say murder, of course, I don't mean self-defense. Anyway, it's just, I've judged people on what I consider a moral basis, and I can't fight my own nature. And I continue to do so. Somewhat less, but the thing is, I'm a hypocrite, and I, for a bit, considered it that even if I can't, even if I'm not, I suppose, strong enough to follow my own notions of morality, at least I'm an honest hypocrite. That's what I thought for a while. But it eats at me, especially I've played Cyberpunk 2027. Not 2027, 2077. Of course, I'm sure if you are familiar with the game, you immediately made the connection. Something from that game made me think of this, although it's been a thought before this, of course. And I've thought, I don't really have the right to judge anybody. Even if I'm not able to follow my own notions of morality or justice and such. But my nature says that doesn't make sense, that I should judge people, because if we don't, If I don't, that is. If we don't judge people, then we then what how do we uphold a moral standard? How do we uphold morality? And I understand that morality, to some extent, is subjective. Although there are the things which are objective about morality. Of course, I would say objective, but it's the consensus, the majority acceptance of those things as not morally acceptable. And of course, I mean, I would think those things unacceptable, but apparently some people wouldn't. I'm sure you know the type. I know it's subjective to some extent, but feels like if we don't judge people, then but I know that's wrong too. I've also been thinking about, well, for a long time, I've been thinking, years, decade at least, maybe. Perhaps a thing I've lost that I want. What you'd call, the joie de vivre. Excuse my pronunciation if it's terrible. I don't speak French. But the joy of living, I think that's roughly what it translates to. I mean, I don't know. I see it in a lot of things. I mean, I want to be that person who has that enjoyment of living. I want that. But it seems like I can't be that person. I mean, to me, it's, how can I be that person with all that goes on in the world? All the things I've seen, some of the things I've experienced. How could I live that way with the knowledge I have of certain things? Certain things. I don't know. And I know that's wrong. That I understand to some extent how it works, what it takes to be that type of person, how to be that type of person how to be that type of person. But it always seems like I can't. And I know it's wrong, or so it seems. Everybody always thinks they're right until they're wrong. It seems the way to me that I'm wrong, that being that way does not mean ignoring the troubles of the world, I guess you could call them. And that brings me, I know you can call this depression, I guess. Yeah, perhaps. I don't. But it brings me to another thing. That is the future, what I see as my future. And for the past few years, I have not seen anything else in it. I have not seen it any other way. And it's not a future I want to live in. I don't want to be in. I don't want it to be so. I don't want that future, but it seems inevitable. Because it seems no matter what I try to do, I can't change. There's no hope of doing so. Things. This is something I think it seems to be observable. Things change all the time, but they never really do. Things repeat, as they would say, history repeats itself. And they repeat even if they change. And that's how it appears. And I really, nobody wants to, but it very, well, some people want to, but I don't want to die. Not really. Part of me does, but I really don't want to. I'm sure most people don't. I say I'm sure, but who knows? I could be wrong. I hope I am not wrong. That would be very concerning. Very unfortunate. Sad. Yet, dying is all I can see in my future. And I don't like it. I don't want to die, as I already said, and I can't see any other future. And that's how it is. But as I've said, can't fight my own nature. Can't give up. But can't fight no more. It's a paradox. And just like everything, you know, a time shall pass, and it really seems it already has. I feel everything feels like it's been so long, like I've lived out an entire life already. And yet, even if it does feel that way, it seems so short as well. Contradictions. That's, yeah, contradictions. I seem to be full of those. Kind of how I am. I don't know. Maybe the world is full of people who are also full of contradictions. It seems it's possible. I can never say for sure if it's that way. But no one can really say for sure anything. In all technicality, everything is subjective. You don't know what's real except from what your senses tell you, and you know, since you don't know if your senses are really telling you everything. Anyway, that's all I'm feeling for making videos right now. Have a good day, noon, night, wherever you are. And this was Internet Fox Girl, and I'm done for now. Bye.